device. How, bakit ayaw niyang, it's asking me to rotate. Guys, let me know on the comment if tama ba yung orientation ng ating pa-live ngayon kasi we're waiting for a guest. I've invited Mark Sabrajani to join us. I'm hoping that he can us a little bit later. So sana maka-join siya. Ayan. Let me try to pivot this. Ano muna tayo ganyan. Maiba muna tayo ng orientation for today. So there. The reason why we're doing this live stream, it's because nakakaloka yung ano natin, yung mga kaganapan with the change of franchise. So this is going to be something that we will be discussing in full detail in a bit. Let's just wait for more people to come in kasi I think marami sa inyo yung marami sa inyo yung medyo na shock with this news. I don't think this should come as a shock kasi tingin ko naman we're at the point where hindi na tayo dapat nagugulat because of the things that has transcribed over the past several months. Especially since yung pagkuha ni Anne doon sa Miss Universe organization, yung pagbili niya down to yung unplacement natin in Indonesia and several other Asian na pageant powerhouses. I would assume lahat ito parang it should have made us not resilient, maybe numbed to shocking news like this. So yun. Let's just wait a bit for more people to join in. Dahil medyo nakakaloka ngayong mga kaganapan nangyari. Ayan. Let's see yung mga comments. Love Nimrod. Hi Sir Jason, sabi niya. Okay, hi, hello, Love Nimrod. Ayan, pa-attendance tayo. We have Daniel P. Yuzon. Good evening, Sir Jason. Been very busy with new work lately and is kind of exhausted. Buti na lang yung mga napapanood akong mga contents from you, so updated pa rin sa mga pageant happenings. Ganoon talaga, Daniel, kapag you're adjusting to a new environment sa work. So medyo medyo may adjustment time nga na necessary in that case. So we have Michelle RB saying good evening Sir Jason. Ping is also here. Magandang gabi po sa lahat. AJ Gutierrez is here as well, saying good evening to everyone. Johan is here. Edward Medrano from Ireland. Hello there. I think yung time zone ninyo parang medyo it should be like early morning, if I'm not mistaken there, sa Ireland. Frozen Spirit, good evening po. So lamig again tonight and my spirit is freezing. Cactus, sana mag-bid si BBP sa Miss You. Ayan, sige, pag-usapan natin yan in a bit. Let's see, I'm hoping na maka-join with us sa atin si Mark a little bit later. So, kasi meron din siyang mga insights with regards to the change in the franchise, or rather change in the national directors for Indonesia and Malaysia. Ayan. Ano pa ba? Sige, let me just sandali lang. Let's look at our here, mga comments pa. I think AJ is here. AJ Baay is here. Hello, good evening, AJ. Ayan. I think 5 minutes is enough for the kamustahan and all. I think it's it's more than enough time na nag-ano tayo, nagkamustahan tayo. So okay. So what happened lately is that we have this shocking announcement that the Miss Universe organization has awarded the Miss Universe organization has awarded the franchise to new national director that will handle Indonesia and Malaysia. So with that being said, meron ding mga pronouncements si Miss You updates regarding a bidding war that the organization is having with regards to the national franchise holders for its franchises all over the globe. So that is what we're going to talk about tonight. Ayan. Hello. I think
Hello?
Mark is already here.
Yes, I'm
Pwede na
here.
nating ayusin yung uh, ating discussions there. So, hello Mark.
Good
What are your thoughts?
evening.
What's happening right now?
Well, tonight is a night. Actually, this week pala, we're in for a treat. Like you've mentioned earlier, a lot of reports are coming
Mark,
in that,
I don't hear any audio.
ay, sorry. Wait lang. Um, wait, hold on,
Wait.
hold on.
I think it's my it's my problem. Kasi wait. Wait. There.
Hello? Can you hear me? Yan.
Yep. Perfect.
Yeah?
So,
Yes.
what do you think?
Ayan. Sorry. Okay, yan nga. This week pala, apparently, we're in for a treat, di ba? First of
Exactly.
all, good evening to all your viewers, Sashes and Scripts. It's so nice to be back again a month after that fateful Sunday morning, Manila. Well, we're in for a treat for this week. We did not expect this. We've been hearing a lot about this, pero pinauubaya ko na to sa mga pageant experts like yourself to understand and decipher what's about to go down. But nakakagulat, no? Because to me, I
Oo.
was looking back and was checking all the landscape of all the legacy pageants, meaning Senorita Colombia, Binibining Pilipinas, Putri Indonesia. The only one that stands is MVO under Grupo Cisneros. And you know, a couple of nights ago, we are having a so we're chatting about how much was the pageant franchise fee.
Mhm.
'Di ba back in the day, it was rumored that the system in Miss Universe, I do not know if it still stands today, that the more times that you place into the semis or you do really really well, they sort of increase your franchise than the rest of the other country participants. At the time, MVO is the one that pays the most under Osmel. I think Osmel did confirm this too in one of the interviews. If I'm wrong, please allow me to be corrected. But parang nabasa ako na gano'n na the MVO is paying the highest of all the franchise back in the day. And the second highest franchise used to be Binibini. Kung yun yung totoo, di ba? Now that Ann took helm, syempre nagbago yon with Sean under the marketing team and all the connections, partnerships, and profitability issues that stormed the organization the last 5 years. It's actually normal that they do explore certain waters, test the streams, and where they can find revenues. At talaga namang kahit hindi admit ng organization, we know that Miss Universe organization is suffering quite a bit, especially from 2019 to the recent times. Especially pandemic hit them hard.
Yeah.
So, to regain that status, I think with Jan Jacrapong, I'm Jacrapong into the picture. A businesswoman with business mind is one thing that the organization needs the most. And I'm not surprised if she's going to fix things up. Nag-umpisa na tayo sa whole year payment system. They don't allow installment partnerships that used to be, agreed, especially with smaller countries. But maybe that is something that stands, especially for non-powerhouse, because it's understandable. Ito yung mga on and off nagpapadala ng participation. We're talking about Equatorial Guinea, for example, Sri Lanka, for example. It's not a constant participation in Miss Universe. Kaya nagbabago-bago talaga yon. So, yun you cannot measure and applicable for everyone, but for long-standing organizations such as Philippines, Australia, even Japan, for instance, they have a more standard growing system in there in place. Kaya naman, I thought Putri Indonesia was doing well because other than okay, before we have talks about generational wealth running the system, this one is a support of a big local brand. We're talking about Mustika Ratu in Indonesia. It's one of the biggest beauty brand in the country, well loved by many. And it was shocking that they lost
Mm.
the franchise
Okay.
today.
Okay.
And a double country partnership would shake things up because with Malaysia, Indonesia being tied together, I don't know how it will play because usually in the past it cannibalizes the other country. I'm looking at you. What's her name? Magali Febles of Puerto Rico,
Yes.
Dominican Republic. And back in the day when you share these things together, I think at some point Miss Universe Japan under
Inestigron.
what you call Ines Ligron also did the same when she handled another franchise in Asia, if I'm not mistaken, in a short while. So, hindi maganda.
Okay.
And,
Okay.
yun.
Yeah, okay. There's a lot of things that I want to unpack dun
Question.
sa sinabi mo
Sure.
actually. To be honest, there's a lot of details that needs to what do you call this?
Addressed.
To be clarified. Okay.
Yeah.
These are what I've heard from people in the know. That apparently during the time of Donald Trump, when the Miss Universe organization was still under him, he does not allow staggered payments. That's what I've heard. What I've heard
Okay.
was that during his time,
Alam ko rin,
every
it's a straight out
every
one.
yeah every year, each national director would have to pay the full payment to the Miss Universe organization.
Yeah.
Nangyari lang itong staggered payment during the IMG Endeavor na
Era.
era. And this is during the time of Sean McLean, where he is actually, apparently, he's not affiliated with the Miss Universe organization, but he is affiliated with the Endeavor na organization. So, ipinasok
Mm.
siya ng Endeavor sa Miss Universe to handle on the finances. So, it does make
Okay.
sense because during his time, ang daming nagpalit ng mga national directorship.
Staff. And also the
It
staff
me
within Miss Universe org changed, diba? There were used to be names
Yes.
that we know were no longer there anymore.
Yeah, it's no longer there now.
Mm.
A lot of changes actually happened simply because during the pandemic, ang daming naging problema nila financially and manpower as well because the finances were so bad that they needed to make sure that they are financially viable. But at the same time, because of their large debt of the parent organization, which is Endeavor, at that time it amounted to billions of US dollars. So they
Ay,
had to cut down manpower. And some of the organizations that was affected with that allegedly is the Miss Universe organization and some other businesses being handled by Endeavor. And these are mga live na mga what
sports.
do you call this?
Yeah.
Sporting events. And anything that they cannot transition from on-site to online, work from home na mga tawag ito, mga jobs, yun yung nabawasan. And that is what happened. So the fact that the Miss Universe organization has been changed in terms of ownership now from Endeavor to I,
JKN.
it also means that there's going to be changes in the way that they run the business, right? Because that's essentially what happened from Trump to the
IMG.
what do you call this, to the IFG, and even the organization before Trump. He made some changes.
Yes.
It was during Trump's
Catalina.
year na nagkaroon tayo ng part ownership with NBC Universal at some point with
Yes.
with
Actually,
like
those
a
were the best
49%,
years.
51% na split of ownership, if I'm not
Ownership. Yeah.
mistaken, 'di ba? So, it does make sense na ngayon, they are also making some changes in the way that they handle things, essentially. And what is it's not surprising, but it's shocking that it's happening right after the Miss Universe pageant
Exactly. That's my
finished.
thought. And I was looking at Indonesia for particular. Is there any particular reason why Indonesia should be dropped like that? They've been. I think it's the same organization that handles the representation for Indonesia since the 90s, right? Parang I
Yeah.
think there were former Miss Indonesias, but they were never fully recognized. I think 74 Indonesia was represented
Started. It
in
started
started.
to join. Yeah.
Yeah, 90, it's only I think 1995 or 1994. 1994 they did not participate, but she
96.
watched the 96 ganon. Si
Yeah.
mga ganon taon nga siyang start, which is the Donald Trump era when Indonesia started opening up to the pageant scene. So back in the day, we wouldn't even dare talk about Indonesia because it's not like a pageant. I'm sorry to say this, but this is a super pageant significant country, right? But with the rise of
Right.
the popularity, I was thinking, oh, maybe there's a build up towards that. Pero hindi na rin ako, part of me, hindi naman sobrang nagulat because we saw how Thailand was switched immediately a few years ago. Now we had the Philippines turning away from the Arenetas and to Empire Agency for the MUPH franchise. And ang hindi ko lang talaga mapanghawakan ng maigi is that if it is true na annual ang re that would be a mess because that would also be another fanfare because first you have more chances for women to participate over and over again. And there's a point of redemption. The redemption arc is so high. Second, you can expect new great things and innovation year after year, depending on the vision, mission of the corporate business partners or whatever company is backing that pageant organization for that specific year. And lastly, um, business will be thriving. It's an opportunity for Anne to raise franchise fees over the years. But the downside is if you play around too much just to find out anything about how it's going to turn out or it's always be a gamble. And when
Yeah.
you gamble, you can win big time or you can lose big time. And
Lose.
I think
Yes.
my fear is that baka mabawasan, I mean, you reduce the quality of what pageantry is about, its essence, and how the world views it just because you were running around in circles with that. And
Yeah.
Miss Universe is not known about it, diba? It's about integrity and quality. So, yeah, I hope they keep that.
Yeah. And remember when we were talking about the franchise, he said I think you meant it was you who mentioned that there was a time where the franchise fees for the Philippines were around 500 50,000 USD.
$50,000.
What I've heard was
Rumored, I do not
rumored.
confirm, it was rumored
Yes.
$50,000.
And I heard rumors that on the latter stages of the
The
Miss Universe
partnership.
organization with Binibining Pilipinas, the what do you call this? The franchise has already ballooned to around 80,000 US dollars.
Yeah.
So it means that for Empire to be able to
Afford.
get the franchise away from BPCI from the Arenetas, they must have bid higher than that.
Paid bigger, yeah.
So
And there's no,
we can assume that maybe the numbers now are as high as around 100,000 US dollars, and
which is
perhaps
huge.
which is huge, just roughly around 5.5 million by my last calculations. So if maglalabas ka ng 5.5 million on just the franchise alone, that's not yet including the what do you call this, uh,
Participation fee.
uh,
Meron
n-
pang ganun eh, no?
no, the what do you call this, the operating expense there. Sorry for the lag on thought.
Ay, oo, the
Operating
maintenance
expense
and stuff.
of running a pageant. But because magpapa-pageant ka, you're going to have to pay salaries. You're going to have to pay the prices of your winners and etc. You have to manage them as well. So it does make sense that there are also rumors about pageant peddling, where some girls are being peddled to, to for appearances, right? So it does it all of these, all of these murmurs about money, about talks about how how people are able to build the the franchise fees to be paid now it makes sense that we've heard a lot of these rumors because of what's happening now.
Yeah.
I think,
May kono,
uh,
yan.
yeah, go ahead, go ahead.
Totoo, totoo. Sorry. No, because I saw, you were discussing that and I saw a comment here from Joel. I think 100,000 US dollars. Sino ang susugal dyan? That is why business acumen is important here.
Yes,
Kung babalik ako sa Miss Venezuela, it is owned by Cisneros Group, one of the largest media conglomerates in Latin America, not just in Venezuela. Imagine mo, bumagsak ang economy ng Venezuela days to the test of time. You need a wealth like that. And I'm talking about, I'm looking at the picture. Kung hindi nga lang ABS-CBN lost its franchise, I would love to see ABS take over that. Now that you
mhm,
mentioned NBC, right? The model,
yeah,
it would be good to see somebody handling it na big. I mean, I won't be surprised if Indo Foods in Indonesia would be a big partner, or say, um, there's this another big there's another big food conglomerate in Indonesia that is possible can possibly handle that. Possibly UC100 itself can be the major partner, because the company that handles UC100 is one of the top 100 biggest companies in Indonesia. You
yeah,
need that kind of partnership. I think the reason why the Araneta was able to stay afloat is because you have all these Araneta is a business of franchises, and
yes,
American franchises at that. Taco Bell, Pizza Hut,
yeah,
Dairy Queen are among some of the businesses that they run. So hindi ako magtataka kung bakit ganun kalalim. Di ba? Even in the 60s, ganun din naman talaga. It was the Philippine JCs, a group of the elites who's running the top of the top business world
yeah,
in the country. We're the ones choosing and, influencing the the women that they'll be crowning as Miss Universe Philippines back in the day. So, bumabalik tayo doon. So, I think Anne means serious business. She wants
mm-mm,
quality, she wants glamour, she wants money, and she wants grand and greatness the way
yes,
she
and
knows best.
yes, and I also want to add that from rumors, from murmurs that I've heard about Binibining Pilipinas is that the minimum that they spend, again, this is a rumor, so I cannot really
Confirm or
say
deny.
or confirm or deny the veracity of this number. Is that um the for the past 2 years, 3 years, I've heard that the Binibining Pilipinas organization under the Araneta group of companies is spending for for the pageant alone, not inclusive of the salaries, etc., the overhead costs of running the organization. Is that they are spending at the minimum 8 million pesos on the pageant alone, and that is a 8 month,
Feeling ko mo
3 month long.
maliit pa yun. Feeling
Maliit
ko
pa
maliit
yun,
pa
I
yun.
think.
Maliit
I
pa
think
yun.
I think. So, ibig sabihin, kung sa Binibining Pilipinas pa lang, kaya na nilang magtapon ng 8 million pesos on the pageant alone for the 3 month long na pageant. I would assume that manilang sa kanila ang 5.5 million na babayaran when it
Totoo
comes
naman.
to
Totoo.
when it comes
And
to
yeah, and they're expanding. They have new gateway malls. They're again continuing the business plans out there in Cubao, and that's also the reason why we see that Pinibini Filipinas girls are far more comfortable with their reigns. Dahil hindi mo sila kailangang ibok ng mga regional shows, corporate
yeah,
engagement and representations, and whatever all these projects so close to the point that they'll be competing at Miss Universe with so much stress and not much time to prepare or to actually
yeah,
even internalize what the competition is all about. So,
yeah,
yun yung malaking cushion, di ba? If may,
yeah.
support ka talaga na ganun ka.
Yeah, and again, as I've said, money talks. The more that you have, the more that you have the freedom to do whatever you want, to do, to plan ahead and make things materialize. I think that's the point here. And with Anne being a very business minded person, I think hindi na tayo magulat dito kasi from the very onset of acquiring the Miss Universe organization, she already laid out plans on how to get revenues for the pageant because
Yeah.
that has long been an issue with the Miss Universe organization
Mhm.
because from IMG, from from Donald Trump and the previous owners, it's always about making afloat in terms of, finances. Kasi hindi naman nila ibebenta yan kung hindi sila kumikita eh, right? So,
Exactly. And
I
the formula, sorry, if I may add lang, there seems to be, you have to be with the big media company plus your business point. JKN is that model.
yes.
Just she's telling you to follow how she does her business. Kasi if you
Yes.
look at Lupita Jones, very wise. She partnered with, Telemundo, and it's a
Telemundo.
constant. Back in the day, Senorita Mexico used to partner with Azteca. It's the same. For Binibini, it's ABS-CBN. That's why they stay strong. Kaya yun yung reason why a lot of people still continue to revert at Binibini as still the premier pageant in the country. It's because of the vision and representation and the way people address the queens, no? that's that's competing, or that wears the crown of the franchises that they hold. I can see some Indonesia mali because it was Miss World who did that system.
Yeah.
RCTI in Liliana Tanosijibio
Yeah.
was the one who followed that system. No? Sana
Uh,
ginawa ni Putri.
yeah.
That would have been a more solid,
Long-term
pero
sustainable na
sustainable. Hindi
partnership.
yung
Yeah.
one-off na sige mag-guest ka after. Because in Cisneros, even in Venezuela, Venevisión, by the way, is a number one TV network in Venezuela, who is owned by TV Cisneros. So what happens is that when girls win, Amanda Dudamel is not flying to Bangkok because she's now hosting a TV show in Venezuela for that specific reason, right? So may
Right.
trabaho agad, 'di ba? May
Yes.
commitment, may iba na agad source of revenue, may iba ng purpose
Yes.
yung queen. Hindi na siya
Yes.
basta lang may sash and crown ako and it ends there.
Yes.
So I
And she
think we
wouldn't
need
have
to
to rely on the revenues that she gets from her prizes, di ba?
exactly.
Kasi
She
we're
grows
not
it
even
early.
we're not even in the know if yung mga prizes that they give to these queens tax free or not.
Apparently dapat tax free. Pero we've
Dapat nga
heard
eh.
few times na hindi.
Yes.
Wala. Or
And
even dati may $3,000 ang mga semi-finalist queens. Ngayon ata, thank
runners
you.
up. I believe
Ah,
that
okay.
during that time of Trump, there were rumors that the first runner up, second runner up would have
Cash prize.
prizes, yeah, prizes, cash prizes that range
Miriam
from
did. She told me that. Yeah.
yeah,
Pero I don't know the others.
the amount, diba? Pero what I heard was that if you made top five back then during Trump era, you get somewhere around 3,000 to 5,000 US dollars as your cash prize.
Oo.
So
Yung,
if you
yun yung
have
meron. May isang queen
yeah,
na lumaban sa Europe during the Trump era who told me that na may na-receive siya.
yeah. Alam natin 'yun, kilala natin pareho 'yun. And apparently even the special awardees may prizes.
Yeah.
Before what I've heard was it's between 2,000 to 3,000 US dollars cash.
Oo. At siya, di ba back in the day, Oscar De La Renta Swimsuit Award is big deal
I
of money. Clairol
yes.
Herbal Essence
Oo.
Miss Photogenic is big.
I think if I'm not mistaken parang 10,000 US dollars yung yung cash prize ng
Scholarship.
Clairol
Oh, Clairol.
Clairol
Ang ganda nun.
Clairol. Oo.
Those were
And
great, great years.
yes, and speaking of which, 'di ba si Alicia Machado, she was the Herbal Essences na style
Yeah.
award. So meron siyang photo na I think naka-post with yung malaking check niya at around 3,000 US dollars. So ibig sabihin gano'n kalaki. Meron din silang
Miriam is a
pocket.
Clairol Essences girl, right?
Even yeah,
Um, I think si Wendy ba? Wendy won, I think, the same award.
I'm not
Wendy and
sure. I think
usually nasa top 3 yung nananalo ng Clairol noon.
oo.
Oo, ganun.
So
Parang
whatever
everybody happy.
yeah, whatever the thing is, meron silang cash prizes. And I'm hoping nga sana talaga it's tax free. And also,
Totoo.
I've also heard na if magkakaroon ng bidding war na mangyayari
Ayoko
until
talaga.
Friday,
Naiirita ako
there
sa bidding war kasi mukhang totoo. Actually, somebody here commented about the bidding war and
yeah,
know when to bid. I'm not gonna mention that your full comment, ha, JF, because, but it is actually important I don't, alam nyo lang kung gaano ka-dirty ang bidding war. Uh,
Yes.
it's so not nice to have participate in that. But I think yung organization na alam natin, wala siyang planong mag-participate. It's either you hand it to them on a silver platter when you took it away from them rather than bid out.
Yeah.
If you can outbid.
Uh,
Because whatever
I've
the price, I'm sure they can pay.
yeah, I've heard that the organization is not very keen to participate in the in a bidding
Yeah.
war for that, for
So,
whatever reason.
fans, yeah. Yan na,
Yes.
so to our listeners, yun, hindi sila
Uh,
interesado to get it. But if they're going to give it to them, they might take it.
yes.
Give is
But
the word.
but the thing kasi is they the thing about the what do you call this, the franchises, is that there is apparently a 5-year contract that needs to be served first.
I want to ask about that because if it's 5 years contract, especially mga nasa Renaissance McLean back in
Mm.
the day, wala ba legal implication if Anne decides to hello hello bye?
I I I think so. I think
Baka hello
may
lawyers
legal,
yung mangyari.
I think may legal implication. But the problem is where is it going to be tried? Because if you're going to litigate that in the US, then you have to pay out, right?
But if
You have
hindi
to pay
na,
out.
kung sabihin nilang, wag ka na magbayad ng prangkisa, total imot-imot ka naman. So, ibibigay ka na sa iba. How's that going to happen?
That I wouldn't know, because if they made changes in the rules that they want full payment, and if you're a franchise owner that you cannot abide by that new rule, then they might have like a leg up on terminating the franchise
Hindi ko alam yung
for
fine
you.
print
So
kasi
I
ng contract niya. No?
exactly
Baka may
exactly baka
nakalagay na
may
the organization reserves the right
right,
to do
yeah,
whatever they want with the contract.
yes, or if
Yun
in
lang.
case that the franchisor cannot pay in full or whatever for that reason. Kasi there's always, lawyer talk wording na medyo masyadong technical para maintindihan. They
Totoo.
might have a clause, not a fine print. I'm sure it's going to be a clause in the contract. So
Hindi mo
there.
kaya ng isang abogado yon, Jess. You
Oo.
need a pool of lawyers to handle
So
that.
and if the rumors are true that the head of the current organization is in Bangkok, maybe smoothing things out, then we might see the franchise stay. Uh,
May naalala lang ako, Jason, kasi
mm,
2018, Bangkok, doon din kasi naghimala.
malay natin,
So
di ba?
parang, I do not know, it comes in circles. It just feels
Mm.
so bad about
Yeah,
witnessing all of these, di ba? Kung sino man kayo na
it is. It
nagdasal
is.
dyan, anong dinasal nyo? Bakit umuulit ang mga pangyayari? Kasi ako talaga, totoo, tahimik lang tayo dito. Okay, I'm not the kind na would, because I know then people
Mm-mm.
from all of these organizations, each one. Pero, nauulit siya. I
Yeah.
remember Madam Stella rushing to Bangkok only for her to. And even the reigning queen at the time was
Yes.
trying to negotiate na, yeah, you can stick with the current. If not, that's the 2019 setup. But
Yeah.
yeah, it was that quick. Anne was really a force to reckon, a
Yeah.
force majeure in pageantry.
Yeah. And it just so happened so quickly. Uh,
Yun yung nakakagulat eh. Ang bilis, di ba? Parang, ako ba,
exactly.
alam ba ng putri na today
Or
is really the last day?
I have a theory here that the reason perhaps that niligwak nila yung mga ASEAN girls, it's because they are going to do this bidding war, do this change in national directorship.
To prove that
Just
the money's here
yes,
still.
probably. I mean
Hindi
that
ba
for
sapat
me is
ang
if
Bitcoin?
uy,
Ayoko na, baka ako ano masabi ko.
but
Pero,
but okay, going since you mentioned Bitcoin, Bitcoin is not a very reliable currency because its
Kaya nga.
value can skyrocket, before you sleep, and the moment you wake up in the morning after, its value is back to zero. So,
'Di ba?
I,
Eh, 'di ba ano, ah, Bitcoin nga kaya kaya wala.
if you if you if you pay on via Bitcoin, 'di ba? Parang I still prefer cold hard cash.
Ako hindi ko maintindihan kung paano yung Bitcoin na yan, pero matanda na sila, alam na nila kung anong gagawin
Mm-mm.
nila. But
Yeah.
alam mo tayo, we know there's more to that than
Yes.
just that.
Yes, and
So,
also, what I've been hearing during the callbacks ng Binibini was that they're still in the process of negotiations for some franchises. They did not walang pinangalanan na na franchise yung
walang
sinasabi.
crown. Wala silang
Walang
crowns?
hindi, walang
I mean,
sinabi na new crowns,
specific
old crowns, or
titles.
whatever, specific titles.
Oo.
But
Kasi ito yung
what
mga
I've
rumors
heard,
from Binibini. Okay,
yeah,
you spill
but
the tea, you
but
spill the tea.
but what I've heard is that they are still in the process of negotiating. So if they are in the process of negotiating, then they might be swayed to bid for the ongoing na bidding war, 'di ba? Kasi if we're going to talk about if we're going to talk about
Bid for this
finances.
crown. They have to bid for this crown, I'm telling you.
Yeah, and if they're going to be talking finances, tapos the only reason why they're not, bidding for the Miss Universe na franchise is because of the rule na kinakailangan isang crown lang parang kokoronahan for their pageant. Then I've been telling everyone this na why don't they just have a title, single title, Binibining Pilipinas
Binibining Pilipinas.
2023, and then that winner will get to choose whether or not she wants to compete in Miss Universe or Miss International if they
Or both.
successfully bid for it, or both,
Both.
depending
Do a South
depending
Africa, right?
exactly with like South Africa. Their winner has a carte blanche on which pageant she wants to compete in, 'di ba? So
Oo.
why not
Alam mo,
make it that
natutuwa ako
way?
kay Werner because si Werner Vessels, the National Director of Miss South Africa, has his own business model. Yung lately ko lang talaga naiintindihan, especially when pandemic happened. Because they put up such an amazing Miss South Africa pageant at that time, right?
Yeah.
Parang,
And it
so parang,
and hindi
all these
kinakailangan
brands,
very
oo.
bongga yung stage.
Yes,
Sometimes very intimate yung stage, very small, but it's the quality of the candidates that matter.
napatunayan na yan ni Venezuela, di ba? Miss
Mhm.
Venezuela 2020, 2013 was like that. I
Yes.
think 2017 was the same. Studio lang yun eh.
Studio lang,
Ah,
oo.
si ano pa ba? Si, yun in South Africa, did it
Mm.
in studio as well.
Yeah.
Ah,
Why parang
ba-
parang yung previous year, very small, intimate yung sa loob ng isang hotel yung venue nila. So I think there is a possibility na if you want to, if there's a clamor perhaps, then if if I were, if I were a national organization, bid. I mean, we have so many, pageant owners na pwedeng magbid
alam mo,
for the Miss
here's the thing.
Universe na franchise, 'di ba? You have
If I'm a
ALV, you
pageant
have
fan,
Araneta, 'di
oo,
ba?
totoo. If I'm a pageant fan, I will hold my breath until Friday.
I agree. Uh,
Or
bilog
Saturday morning.
or Saturday morning, yeah.
Kasi
Bilog ang
hindi
mundo
ko
eh.
hindi ko
But
maintindihan. I'm pretty sure whether you're in BGC or in
yeah.
Cubao, you're shaking right now. So
I think
I'm gonna
so.
go there kasi totoong nako, lokal-loka talaga tong bagong ano.
But
Alam mo,
but but it makes
nai-stress ako
but
sa
it makes things exciting. And I think that's the thing that, you know, um
yeah, it
makes
pushes
it
you to do
worthwhile.
better and bigger.
Mm-mm.
Masaya ngayon ng
Yeah.
Miss France kasi I think they're sitting comfortably.
I think so because there's no other organization. That's the thing about Europe. I think if you're a franchise owner in Europe and you are a big franchise uh, holder na sa isang country na doing well, I think you're safe. And
Tama.
ang maganda kasi sa Miss France is that there are a national institution. Mas mas matanda pa ang Miss France, I believe, kaysa sa mismong Miss Universe na pageant.
Yes, yes.
That's why,
Ako rin, at saka, pag
it has the
ikaw
legacy.
ay, oo, totoo. At saka pag ikaw naman ay organization that handles two national organizations at the same time,
Yeah.
hindi ka rin siguro mag-worry kung mawala ka ng
Yeah.
isa.
Yes.
Maliban na lang kung sobrang crowning jewel mo yung mawala.
Oo. But if Binibining Pilipinas was able to survive that,
Alone.
without, the Miss Universe na na franchise, then I kaya din naman ng ibang national pageants na
I think
gawin
papunta
yon.
na siya dun eh. Binibini was trying
Oo.
to show na you don't need the universe to survive. But I hope they can still, I dream of the day to see World, Universe, International all at the same stage once again. Diba? So, who knows? Malay naman natin. Pero ang
Oo.
daming yung mga teams na naglalabasan. Ito, comment ni Sherman Alegrio, the media has the resource to be the MUPH franchise. I don't think so. They have the money, pero
Oo.
I don't think the longevity.
And the resources to set up, 'di ba? Kasi
Pero ito, sabi ni Johan, bilog
oo.
ang mundo. What happens in Thailand returns in Thailand.
Eto yung gusto ko, yung, comment ni Frozen Spirit. Sabi niya, para bang if the current franchise holder cannot fulfill their bidding price, the new highest bidder will take over ang peg. 'Di ba? Parang ano, parang,
Ito.
if first runner up ka at kaya mong mag-outbid, then you might end up with the crown.
Oo, outbid, outwin. So, know
Yes.
when to bid. Know when to bid, di ba?
Yeah, yun
Nakakaloka.
nga,
Si El
yun
Tucuyo
nga yung
Award
mga
ba nanonood?
kino-comment, eh.
Hello, El Tucuyo, kung nandyan ka man.
Oo nga. Ayan,
Tawan-tawa ako sa kanya.
some of the comments has been saying what we've been saying, that Bitcoin is not stable. So,
It's
it's
not
not.
stable,
Oo.
pero
Ah,
it can
ang
be used many ways kasi.
the one that matters daw, sabi ni Frozen Spirit, is
Bitcoin.
Bitcoins. Yes, you have to bid all of your coins.
Oo, di ba? Bid all of your coins. Palaliman ng balon, di ba?
Yes.
Kung mayaman ba
And
si papa o
and
si
here's
mama.
and here's the thing. If you're an organization, for example, na parang hikahos ka na maglabas ng 10 million for a pageant, how much more if you're going to um what do you call this? How much more if you're going to have to stay afloat, pay your franchise fees, pay all of your alipores, your salaries for your manpower. If you have an office and you're renting that space, then you have to pay for that as well. So, lahat ng pera lumalabas. And
Ito.
revenues are not necessarily big when it comes to pageants. Kung yung mga maliliit nga na pageants nahihirapan, eh, 'di ba, na mag-break even. How much more kapag yung we're talking
Malaki.
big money.
Malaki.
So you
Ang laki
really
ng
need to,
pera
have
nilabas.
deep pockets talaga. Tama yung sinabi
Oo.
mo na kailangan malalim yung balon. And
Balon.
if you are an organization that is merely relying on sponsors, on what do you call this, on
Benefactors.
benefactors, that's a very difficult business model to rely on for longevity kasi
You need to lie on business talaga.
yes. And the thing kasi with again what I've heard, rumors has it that there are, franchise na tawag ito, may mga franchise, no, no, may mga pageant sponsors ng isang national pageant that would pay around 2 million to be a sponsor for their pageant.
Totoo
It
naman.
yeah, 2 million is 2 million or 1 million is medyo maliit.
Yeah, because may
It
broadcast yun, may
yes,
other values yun, taxes pa yun.
yes. But if you are going to have multiple sponsors, kahit na maliliit na sponsors, sabihin natin nag-range from 500,000 to 1,000,000 yung mga maliliit na sponsor mo na yon, tapos marami sila, then you would still get quite hefty revenues back. So, ang importante dito is the business acumen eh.
Mm.
Hindi lang yung magaling pumi-R, magaling bumoka. You have
Ito.
to put your mouth where your money
Yeah.
is,
Di
'di
ba
ba?
Mutia? Mutia used to be an actress after she gets crowned. Yung Mutia ng Pilipinas
Yes.
even.
Pilipinas,
Or,
yeah.
di ba? Nagiging artista muna sila for a while. That's because
Oo.
they need to earn. Because management naman yung binibenta nila. And then, after that, you see them in lots of commercials and they earn the the money there. Tapos, yun ang pang-support nila for the organization of Queens. And now, yun ang kagandahan pag multiple franchise and you claim that they're all of equal footing. So you can, you know, sell the power and initiative all at the same time. So mas madali para sa'yo na bigyan ng trabaho lahat at ang revenue stream is equal. Basta ma-fulfill mo yung contract, anything extra is
Mm.
organization, right? So ganun yung system noon. And that's good if it works close with ano, with the business tie-in. So example, I don't know, I haven't seen SM do anything like
Mm.
that. I hope big conglomerates such as Robinsons back in, I think Robinsons did something like that. The Ayalas never, because Araneta is always a shopping retail thing. So talagang kanila, no? Naari nila
Oo.
yung modeling nun. But for other organizations, ganun. Ang Mutia kasi nun ang closest rival eh. So, yun nakikita mo na medyo fluid. If someone can adapt that na, pero alam mo, hindi ako nag-worry because itong mga organizations sa Pinas, alam nila yan eh. More than
Mm.
anyone else, more than us even, they know it. And they should, di ba? So alam na alam lang kung
Mm.
paano patakbuhin yan. Not unless may iba kang purpose when you manage as an organization. If your business is something unstable and it's a
Yeah.
business that you do not invest so much in
Mm.
at wala
I
kang
think
tangible resources.
what I'm getting from what you said is that pageant organizations nowadays need to be very business minded. Because ultimately,
Has to be.
pageant organizations are supposed to be financially viable by themselves.
Yeah. And beauty queens should now look at themselves not as queens or status symbols. It's a job, girls. It's a
Yes.
job. You need to work, you need to earn, and you need to pay your dues. If you're not paying your dues, hindi ka mananalo. Kasi ang implication nitong switching of organization, babalik tayo sa paghahanap ng new girl na not only complies with the beauty standards that the organization is looking, but they will also be somebody who can deliver the role, the job, the duty, who can bring in cash flows and revenue. Your
Yeah. I
popularity
think
should
it's
equate
important.
to money. Ba?
I think it's important to find a commercial girl nowadays,
I
because
hate to say
that
it, diba? I hate to say it, you need a Catriona these days. Because
yes,
actually, ayaw mang aminin ni Anne yan, but Anne is looking for a Catriona Gray.
yeah,
She needs somebody in that caliber. She wants multiple Catrionas and different personalities and different packages and different flags.
yes. Kasi
Arbonne
during
Sport naman. Ang lakas
because
eh.
I remember during Catriona's time, yung mga local na mga businesses natin dito, they made sure na kinuha siya during her reign while she was still
I
Miss
can't
Universe.
I can't name a figure, but on my experience, on my experience in advertising, it multiplies times almost near times 20, times 15 of the
'Di
rate.
ba? So 'di ba? So it does make sense na ano na they want to find someone who's Catriona aside from a good spokesperson. She's also beautiful. She's also very purposeful with what she do on social media and everything.
True.
But at the
Kaya
same time,
tayo
she's
yun
also very
eh.
commercial.
That's also the reason why in other countries or even in local setting, pag nanalo nga naman ng ganun yung girl mo, yayaman ng handler, yayaman ng camp.
Mm-mm,
Kasi
mm-mm.
They will claim, I'm your manager, I'm gonna do all of these things
Mm.
for you, and I'm gonna get percentages from that. Walang kahirap-hirap, di ba?
Yeah.
Brand building, sign contracts, send the girl, send somebody to accompany her, wherever that may be,
Mm-mm.
and you get the revenue. Well, in fact, nung panahon it's a Donald Trump business model kasi, nung time niya. But nung Trump era, you're working as part of the communications public relations team of the Trump organization. So, yun yung important. Oh, we lost Jason. We lost. Siguro may ano lang, may signal problem lang si Jess as of the moment. Let's wait for him. Yeah, you're
There.
back.
I'm back.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Yeah, so I was mentioning na it was a Donald Trump system. Dati kasi Trump looks at the Miss Universes as ano Mrs. Universe as his employees, 'di ba? Ano niya 'yon? One of the person lang. Hindi niya tinitignan na, oh, you're the queen of the queen of the queen, na dapat we treat you with grandiose and anything. It's not like that. So, we need a hardworking girl and has an ability to pull that off. So, ngayon, napapaisip ako, bigla akong tinignan yung mga official candidates ang binibining, yung mga rumored applicants ang, ala, sino dito? Kasi chances are di ba? So,
Mm-mm.
baka. Baka yung mga girls siguro nang hinayang din na bakit doon ako sumali, hindi sa kabila. 'Di ba? Baka may ganun din. Yun din naman ang takot ko kasi nga kung nagpe-prepare ka for MUP, tapos biglang inalis sa MUP yan at napunta sa iba.
Mm-mm.
Paano naman yung, 'di ba? All of your efforts and your filing and
Yeah. And
preparations,
and
yun yung
I think it's also unfair for the current set of girls na nag-apply na. Like for example, if Señorita Colombia, let's say, they already had their regional legs
oo.
and may mga na koronahan na, may mga
May
na-appoint na
reigning
to
na
compete at
may
the
bagong Señorita
nationals.
Colombia nga eh.
No, no, no. I mean pala Miss Universe
Yeah,
Colombia,
yeah. Yeah, Miss Yun.
right?
Alam mo, hindi, pero alam mo, wala pang ano,
And then
wala
suddenly
siyang,
nawala kay Anne Ackerman kay Natalie Ackerman
ito nga, di ba
yung franchise. So ano
wala ka
mangyayari sa kanila?
napapansin. May napapansin ka ba kay Natalie Ackerman? She's not holding
Quiet
anything.
siya. Mm,
And you sent Maria Fe. So, di ba? You put two and two together, chances are,
mm.
she knows.
So anyway, with with everything that's happening now in this bidding war, I think the best thing that we all can do is just wait and see. Kasi
Oo.
we have no other option but to wait and see what's going to happen. And if in case that it indeed a lot of national pageant owners is going to be changed over the year, then parang ano lang din yan eh. Parang nangyari lang yan din sa atin yan nung from the owners of um, MUT na nalipat sa TPN, from
Oo.
Desiree Lori na napunta kay Denise Quiñones and Wapa
Yeah.
TV,
Mm-mm.
from 'di ba? Parang different national organizations na nangyari na in between the years of 2018, 2019 and 2020 nagkaroon ng rigodon ng mga national directors ng Miss Universe. It's the same thing
Yeah.
that's happening now. Um, the only thing siguro nakakagulat is that we didn't expect it to happen this early.
So soon. Ang
Within months,
bilis.
exactly.
Diba?
Within months of new ownership by Kun An, suddenly we're already talking about these change in ownership again. So anyway, okay. There's a question here from Dorothy V Jones. Sabi niya,
Yeah.
forgive me. I want to understand what might be the reason for an or international pageant to decide to drop a national franchise holder other than because of bad reputation. Sa akin,
Depende.
I think it's finances. Kung hindi mo kayang magbayad ng dues and
Money.
obligations mo, then you can be kicked out.
Noon kasi, hindi naman yan pinapalitan. Sinusurrender yan, di ba?
Mm,
Pagka hindi kaya ng organization nagka-problema,
mm,
example from Señorita Mexico to Nuesa Berlia sa Mexico kay Lupita, ano
Yeah.
yan, it's a transition because Senorita can no longer hold it. Or the
Yeah.
old Miss Thailand to the new generation Miss Thailand. Di ba? Yun yung may
Yeah.
controversy na namatay yung owner, kapatid yung nag-handle, na mishandle ng sister, and then they give it to somebody else. It happened in 90s to 2000s, eh, parang ganun. And then the new organization until 2018, and it became TPN today. Same. So,
Mm.
ngayon lang naman masyado mabilis ang mga palitan. Di ba? Kahit nga yung internal
Oo.
organization sa Miss USA, nagkakapalitan ng president eh. Because of
Exactly.
lobby.
Oo.
'Di ba? So alam mo na may kakaiba talagang ganap ngayon. And
Oo.
ako, in-expect ko naman na gagawin ni Kunan 'to. Pero hindi ko
Mm.
in-expect na ganito kabilis na parang magising kayong lahat, aalisin ko kayo dyan, laro tayo Squid Game. Hindi naman ginanon niya eh. So parang na, yun yung stress. Alam mo, more than anybody, what I'm thinking, siguro wag natin isipin yung org ngayon because the orgs, as long as you have money, they can handle the girls, huwag kayong panghinaan ng
Oo.
loob. Whether you're preparing for anything or you filed already applications for anything or anywhere, stay focused on the goal. Do not lose your core. Do
Yeah.
not lose your prowess and your ability because ang essence naman talaga ng competition na to ay yung mga girls who are vying to wear the Philippine sash across their heart and
Mm.
walk on that stage with pride. So, yun yung
Yeah.
pinaka gusto natin protektahan sa usapang
Or
to. Di ba nga? Yeah, just
on
do what you have to do.
on my end naman, I think for the girls who are going to apply for NUP, if you don't have your heart fully set on it and you're having doubts because of what's happening right now, then think, kaya mo bang
Important.
panindigan ang desisyon mo na mag-apply if ever? Because if you are half-assing this, this decision.
Wala ulit si Jason. Yan,
Okay,
you're
there.
back.
I'm back. Okay, so as I was saying, if you're half-assing this decision, then better to postpone because if you're going to go here with half heart, matatalo ka lang dahil there are
Save.
girls who have been eyeing this for the
Save
longest
yourself.
time, who are very, kumbaga yung heart nila is there from the very beginning. So kung
May
ikaw, kung your
totoo.
heart is, parang nagwe-weigh in ka pa,
Alam mo
then
na,
'wag mo na lang
I
ituloy
was
na.
thinking the other day, kasi titignan ko yung mga nag-apply, di ba, recently. Parang there were certain girls na pinipilit i-baguhin yung mold nila to a certain pageant because that's a top plum yung competition na sinalihan
Yeah.
niya. Example, if you feel, you look, and you really project, sorry, as the universe girl, tapos you're trying to be international, mahirap yun just because you're thinking that
Oo.
way, no? Um, ito siguro is another way din para ma-filter, magkasalaan tayo. Sino ang pageant unicorns dito? May pageant flexibility na kahit
Mm.
pasuotin ko ng kung anong crown at sashan pwede. So,
Oo.
this is a chance for girls to actually look within themselves in retrospect and show the best version of themselves, not by changing and scrapping everything you've learned through your life, but by bringing out your differences, speaking out your mind, and feeling your oats because you deserve to be acknowledged for being that.
Mm.
Being said, oh, today
Yeah.
you're in, the next day you're out. ANTM.
Okay, let me just uh, read some comments.
Sure.
Um, wait lang, nasaan na ba tayo? Uh,
Masyado marami.
oo nga eh, parang I'm lost na kasi kapag binitawan ko
Ayun.
biglang nag-scroll up back siya.
Hindi,
So,
andito ka sa I think Frozen Spirit ka eh, na if the current franchise cannot hold, doon ka nag-start, pababa ka.
yes. Oo. Ito,
Ay, Frozen.
this is from Frozen. BBP has the stable balon pageant system that's already a renowned legacy para sa buong pagpag. Um, Rain is saying, Papi Capella, the new national director of Miss Universe Indonesia and Malaysia. Hindi lang Indonesia yung nakuha niya. So, mukhang malalim ang balon na,
Napag-usapan natin.
balon ni
Ay, by the
Madam
way, may,
Poppy.
may ano ko dyan, may nabasa ako. Si At Amin Soul 9 sa Instagram as a former Miss Malaysia and the former national director. Ang dami niya inispill na tea
Mhm.
about sa pagpapatakbo ng organization. Tapos yung pala mawawala sa kanya. So may mga nagparamdam na yatang ganun pala, maaga pa lang.
Puwede. It could,
Oo.
yeah, that's a possibility. That's it's
Di
a strong
ba?
possibility.
Yun. Dati
Oh,
kay Monica Fonseca yun. Ngayon, napunta sa kanya. Di ba? So may naramdaman na
oo.
sila. As in, nag-roll call siya ng mga tao na naging part ng Miss Universe Malaysia. Tapos, pinoint out niya isa-isa. Tapos, salamat siya kay Miss Malaysia 2022 for a job in... Tapos, ang daming hidden. It was in Bahasa, but when you translate it, it's something else. So, naramdaman na nila yun. Alam na nila pala. Feeling ko rin.
Oh, okay. There's this interesting na comment from Salvatore Gaurav
Yeah.
on Instagram. On my Sashes and Scripts na Instagram. Sabi niya, it's not a bidding war. It's shaking up a system that needs to wake up. This is months in planning, and it's always good to bring new players for this new era. Nobody is safe or disregarded. It's democracy at place. That force of this new crown. Let's remember how Miss UPH org stole the franchise from Madam Stella after she dedicated her life to BBP. That's more than a half century. Now, life
Wala. Wala si Jess. Ayan.
so there.
You're back.
Ayun, I'm back. So, malaman yung ano yung comment ni Salvatore. So,
Sinabi nga natin, di ba? What happens in Thailand
exactly.
returns in Thailand.
Yes. And it's ano nga eh, alam mo yung kanta ng ABBA na Money, Money, Money?
In a rich man's
It's a
world.
man's world.
Ay,
So, my God. So,
tawan-tawa ako may nag-comment sa Instagram mo, si SJD. Halu, Araneta. Tawan-tawa ang benta niya
oh
sa
my
akin. Halu, halu.
God.
Araneta. Oo nga. Na-imagine ko kasing gagawin niya. Alam mo yung pupunta siya doon. Nasa sisigaw niya yun doon. Feeling ko talaga sasabog yung bubong ng Araneta pag ginawa niya yun. The gays will be
Oo
given.
nga. I think so. Kung nandun siya sa finals,
Oh my
okay,
God. Tapos
let's play
bibigyan siya.
devil's advocate. Let's just oo. The scenario would be like dadagundong ang buong Araneta Coliseum the moment she steps on stage.
Wala. It would break the pageant internet.
Yeah,
For sure. Di ba? Para isigaw niya, hello,
for
Araneta.
sure. Oo. Hello,
Natawa.
Araneta.
I cannot. It's JD, you shady girl. Shady,
Oo.
shady.
Okay, there's another comment here. Alexa, sabi ni Alexa, like I said, Survivor the series daw. And there's someone even who mentioned that it's no longer a beauty pageant but it's more of like a game of crowns, but a Game of Thrones version.
Oo. Totoo. Di ba? We see the Khaleesi's. We see the Targaryens. Pero actually, parang wala nga sa level ng mga Targaryens yung ibang bidders. Kasi parang, di ba, you need to be the mother of dragons. Cubao has
Mm,
4 dragons in its title. Di ba? So,
okay. Okay, may comment dito si username Gloria Diaz. MUPH did not steal the franchise. MUO left BBP. Ayaw na ng MUO sa BBP kasi makaluma ang BBP. Iniwan sila. Um,
mhm.
okay.
Sure ka?
Your
Yeah.
Mark.
Hindi. Eh, kasi kung
He
siya
or
talaga
she
siya na
he
talagang na
username Gloria
iniwan.
Diaz is entitled to his or her opinion. But
Totoo naman. Hindi, baka naman
kung
kasi may
kung
katotohanan because
uh
to be fair, nag-reinvent naman ng binibini din kasi. So baka nga
yes,
naman may makalumang progress. But is
yes.
that all that there is?
Kasi I would have to counter argue yung point niya because if Miss Universe organization is still keeping in touch during the time where it was still under endeavor with the Binibining Pilipinas organization, then I don't think na they left um, willingly.
Mm.
So it might only be the reason why they left. It's because of financial reasons.
Ito naman.
Kasi
Yeah,
from what I heard was that they came to a point that Binibining Pilipinas was said, you know, I let them do a bidding war if they want to. We will not play that game. That's why nawala sa kanila
oh.
ang franchise. So
And he or she has another comment. Could be, but it is MUO who left. So, MUO din ang babalik ka pakatok, diba?
mm,
Because, minention na rin namin kanina, sorry, may pusa ako, parang si Tita Loves, tsaka si Bella, inaalala ko. Nandito siya. So, yun nga, di ba, yun naman ang purpose nun. Siyempre, ayaw na nga rin ng, like, alam naman natin lahat that Binibini is no longer interested to participate in the bidding wars. But
yeah.
di ba, kung ano man yun, at gusto talaga nila, this is still business. I mean, wala man na, wow, nadadaan sa hindi mabuting pag-uusap, di ba? Or if the
Oo.
price is right, the deal is right. Everything will be
Yeah.
all right.
Ayan. Frozen Spirit, ay bongga. Iba naman naiisip ko sa pagkapanalo ni Arbony. Baka hello the Philippines, hello Araneta, this is your half Filipina Miss Universe. Ahihihihihi. Salvatore
Huwag
is
kang
here.
nagdadasal ng ganyan. Kaya
Salvatore
tayo
is also here.
napapaano. Nakakaloka eh.
Salvatore is
Ito si...
here, and
Yeah, so,
Salvatore, we read your comment on Instagram here
yes,
dito sa
it was
live natin kasi
substantial,
malaman.
Salvatore. Mm.
Yeah.
May question siya sa'yo.
Okay. Wait. May mga it's so crazy because din ang nagme-message sa akin right now on Insta. May maraming nagdi-DM. Hindi ko alam kung sino ang
Go.
uunahin kong sasagutin.
Let's
I
take
think
them.
I think it's a very interesting time that we are living in because parang every day or every month merong parang pasabog na yumayanig sa mundo ng
The world is
pageantry.
healing. The world is healing. Oo.
Um, there is okay, I'm not gonna read yung kasi tsismis ito, itong nag-message sa akin.
Takot
Um,
ako dyan. Sige, go.
isang MU sponsor daw ang nakuhang magbi-bid for a current franchise holder within Asia. Yun daw ang tsismis. So,
Kaya ba nasa
let's
LA
see.
siya ngayon? Kaya ba nasa LA siya?
Ay!
Talaga, oo talaga. Kaya ba nasa US siya ngayon? Umattend siya ng Grammy. Siya ba yun?
Hindi ko puwedeng
Pwede.
sabihin kung sino 'to at ano yung
Naramdaman ko
eksaktong
din.
sinabi niya. But
Basta
yun,
alam ko lang, merong sponsor na nasa
may
Grammys, nasa LA.
let's see, because, if this sponsor, is going to bid, um, kung itong beauty sponsor na ito mag-bid for, in behalf of a national organization, then who knows? Baka nga magtagal
May
pa.
feeling pwede rin. Pwedeng siya ang
Puwede rin,
sumalba sa
oo.
prangkisa. They're
Yes.
very good
S
friends. At saka si
yes.
designer, 'di ba? They can
Puwede
work
din si
together.
designer, oo, puwede din si designer, 'di
It could
ba?
be a
I mean,
conglomerate, 'di ba? Parang a slew of partners.
that is going to be very difficult if it's going to be, friends who will form a conglomerate because, friends and money sometimes they don't mix well.
It's
Especially if you
for
don't
us to
know
find
yung
out.
if there's no agreement in black and white. So,
It's
um,
for us to
anyway,
find out, Jess.
it's for us to find out, right? Yeah,
Mm-mm, it's for us
agree.
to find
Ayan.
out.
Salvatore is saying, both of you have great energy. Glad you're both making it to the top on pageant vlogging. Ayan.
Kay Jason lang to, salingkit-kit ako. So, give him all the credit.
No, you should also take half of the credit kasi pareho tayong ano, nag-aanuhan dito, nagbabatuhan ng very
Yeah.
valuable insights. Okay. Okay, there's a comment from Shernan Alegrio. Tingin nyo ba na naaalarma ang team ni Mama J at Shamsi sa bidding war? You would be um, half-witted if hindi ka maalarma. Simply because if you're, if maraming nakataya sa franchise na hinahawakan mo at hindi ka kinabahan na pwedeng masulot ang franchise away from you because of this bidding war, then you're not a good business person, I believe.
If you flew
Kasi
to bank
you
immediately after hearing everything, ina-alarma ka.
ah, pwede din.
So,
Yan. Um, Alexa Villano, hello Alexa, kumusta? Kumusta ang pagiging groupie sa mga K-pop? Nai-imagine ko
mm,
na sarili ko kung ngayon ko ito ginawang research paper sa HK noong 2018. Nakakaloka. Yes, agree. Kasi nakakaloka talaga yung turn of events. With IMG, it took years bago nagkaroon ng yugigoton sa
alam mo,
mga franchise owners. Pero ngayon parang wala pang 6 months since Anne took over
just
the
a
Miss
thought,
Universe organization, 'di ba?
alam mo,
Parang wow.
napipikon ako kasi hindi ko to naisip dahil hindi ko naman na-foresee na mangyayari to. Sana ginawa pala namin TV show to. Bid
Actually,
War.
this would have
Tapos,
it would have been a great, content.
tapos nilabas ko sa digital streaming platform namin. Tapos parang, di ba dapat ginawa ko siya ganyan, di ba Bid War? The process, the pageants, filing in, who will be holding the franchise this year.
Mm.
Ganon. Di ba? Pageant. But anyway,
Oo.
it's exciting.
Okay. Um, may nag-comment dito. Teodulo Suyu. Sabi niya,
Oo, ang
napaka-negative mo
spicy.
lagi ng live mo.
Kasi
Ang
late ka
spicy, di ba?
dumating. Kaya ka naman negative. Kasi
Oo.
late ka dumating. Try mong agahan. Para
Oo.
kasama ka
At
sa
saka,
party.
oo. At saka kung ayaw mo nung sinasabi namin dito, you're free to go, to leave. Hindi naman namin kayo pinipilit na magstay dito sa pa-live namin. Okay? If this is something that you're not comfortable with, that it's not your cup of tea, you're free to go. Kasi the last thing that I want is sapilitan kayong pumunta dito and then
Yan.
you would just, kill the vibe nung mga na una nang nandito na has been
Ito.
engaging with this live stream, 'di ba?
Oo. They
Parang
ask questions. That's
irespetuhin
what
naman
we
natin
want.
yung iba.
Totoo. Ask
'Yon.
questions if you want. We'll be glad to answer them. Thank you.
Ayun. Art Laurent, may malapit na mahuhyu na mga wannabes na puro lang styling ng Balenciaga, Versace at fake
Ah,
LVs.
so
Hello,
shady.
Art Laurent,
Ang shady,
shady.
shady.
I like it. Charot.
I can buy myself
Charisse.
flowers.
um, ano pa ba? There's a lot of things that's gonna happen. I think this is just the tip of the iceberg, Mark. Tingin ko marami pang mayuyugyog kasi
Ako,
um, hindi
oo.
ano to eh. Parang hindi pa tayo tapos. Papunta pa lang tayo sa exciting na part. Ganun yung nararamdaman ko
I
dito
have
sa news
I
na to.
have a feeling it's okay. My fearless forecast is if ever tuloy to ni Kunan, it's not gonna take immediately this year. So I have this feeling of confidence in me na MUPH will still hold the 2023 pageant for Philippines. Pero mukhang may
Yeah.
nag-orasyon at 60th anniversary na binibini next year could
Yes.
be halo Araneta talaga ang senaryo. At hindi lang yon baka nga halo universe yon.
Mm. Pwede din.
Diba?
Pwede din because
Baka
if
halo universe
the
yon.
yes, if the 5-year contract nga daw allegedly holds strong, then I would assume that 2023,
It's the end.
the
Kasi
organization would still
19,
stay.
diba?
Yeah.
2019, 2020, 21, 22, 23. So to this year's girl will be the fifth MUPH queen.
Yes.
Kasi Gazini is a joint girl, right? So the
Yes.
first solo queen is Radia, diba? Tapos
Yes.
you have Bea, you have Celeste, and the next girl.
Yeah. Yeah, I agree. And it also makes sense. It will also be a beautiful package if, yun na nga, on the 60th year ng Binibini, they'll be able to get back their crown jewel,
Oo.
kumbaga,
At saka
for the
feeling ko,
longest time.
Binibini will,
And
even if makuha nila this year, Binibini won't be quick to, di ba, to dispose. O
mm,
sige, amin na agad. Parang hindi. Siguro, may transition naman yan. And there's always
mm,
they've been awarded that graceful exit in 2019. I'm pretty sure they'll be awarded the same
mm,
this time.
mm, yeah, uh, pay it back, 'di ba?
Ito,
And
respeto.
oo. And Mark, before we end yung ano natin, yung live stream natin, any final thoughts before we wrap this up?
Yun, wala ba nasabi ko na, ang concern kasi, the organization, it's exciting. Siyempre, that you're watching, grab your popcorn, sit down until Friday and see who gets the game. Pagdasal nyo si Kunan na hindi naman ganun ka-erratic, na parang
Mm,
you only have 1 week, all of you around the world, to recalibrate your position or else bye-bye. Kasi biniding war niya pala lahat, di ba? So nakakaloka naman yun kung talagang lahat ng prangkisa ganun. But I don't think Thailand will be participating in the bidding war. Mukhang okay naman sila ng TPN. Not unless gusto niya JKN na rin ang magmay-ari ng MUT. That's another thing. Second talaga, priority is the girls, no? Tuloy nyo lang yan, okay, magpa-apekto, okay, mag-isip, kasi for sure, maraming magsasabi sa inyo na, ay, alam mo, maganito ka na lang, maganya ka na lang, ganyan, ganyan. Baka guluhin yung decision nyo, sabi nga ni Jason, if half-hearted kayo, huwag kayong tumuloy, it's a good recipe to lose. Pero if you're
yeah.
determined and stay on the focus, trust me, more likely or not, sorry, you'll get very, very close to that coveted crown you've always dreamt of. So, yun lang. I mean, at saka sa mga fani, magpakabait, magpakabuti, mahalin ng isa't isa. This is a very good, beautiful community. Masaya, 'di ba? Pagka okay naman lahat. Malayang diskusyon, malayang exchange and kuro-kura is healthy. Let's just not, kasi binabantayan nila tayo. Tinitignan nila bawat komento nyo. May nagmo-monitor na ng social media team ng MU sa buong mundo. So they know who's shady, shitty, or commenting safely. So yeah, you better watch your back. XOXO.
Okay. Okay, so I'm just gonna read some last na mga ano na mga comments before I wrap this up. Sabi ni Salvatore, I love your analysis, very matalino, both of
Akyat
you.
ka
I
dito next
actually am
time.
close to Miss Anne because she used to come to Manila to buy Filipino content, telenovelas for
Exactly.
JKN, so she has
Salvatore,
long history with the Philippines.
mag-usap
Um,
tayo. I think we
Mark,
both work in the same
ikaw
world.
yung yeah, you have I think Salvatore reach
Slide in
out
my DM.
with
Slide,
Mark because
talk to
kasi
me.
ano yeah, partnership. Yun lang masasabi ko.
Yes.
Nasaan na ba? Art Laurent. Sabi niya sa Capricorn like me kaya hindi pwedeng pakampati ang mga taong agrabyado libak sa kanyang mga tao. They know who they are, kaya pwedeng mawala sa kanila ang lahat.
Zinodiac
President
tayo.
Nena says, "Naku, aasa na ba ako sa pagbababalik?" Dorothy V. Jones, how did all these start? Did it start with ALB dropping Superior National or some earlier event? I think, Dorothy, those are very separate events. I think it just so happened that when Anne announced that she wants the Miss Universe organization to be profitable and with very clear cut na mga ways on how to how to build revenue for the pageant. I think asahan na natin that everything that she will do moving forward
is going to be adding value, adding revenue to the Miss Universe brand. Um, Sabi ni Salvatore, I hope to see more live from you both. Congratulations on doing great. Laban PS, invite me as a guest one day. Why not? Let's schedule, one live session with all three of us. Let's find a very juicy topic to
Mm.
discuss para we
Kapag
have
maka...
different points of view.
Ito.
Um, uh, that gets me excited. Ping is asking Sir Jason kailan ang next live. Let's see if makakapag-live tayo this coming Sunday. Um, Jella Vlog says, hello! Uh, Dorothy Jones, I want to find out, is Binibining Pilipinas actually doing the right things, or is it just holding out in the interim while the newbies are fighting out the binig wars? You know what?
They're doing the
Tama yung
right thing.
ginagawa ng Binibini, that they are holding out, that they're not, jumping in with
Nagigigil,
the
hindi sila
bidding war.
totoo.
Exactly. Kasi, hayaan mong magpatayan yung mga ano, yung mga newbies na mga organizations sa mga franchises na 'to, because ultimately, longevity ang pag-uusapan. Kung hindi malalim ang balon mo na pinaghuhugutan ng pera, then, who knows, in the next 5 years baka mawala din sa'yo yung franchise na pinagka-investahan mo, that you
Nasabi nga.
invested on, 'di ba? You need to have, very grounded na business partners, na business model.
That's the lesson of the
Um,
week eh. You will not survive without
Jella
business.
Vlogs, sabi niya, bukod sa halu, nakakaloka ang Friday na deadline. Yes, but I think they were forewarned, uh, a
I
week
know.
perhaps. But again, hindi, 'wag na tayong magtaka dahil nabanggit ko na sa patsaayan dati na businesswoman ito, ayaw niya ng installment, ang gusto niya full payment. So, kung dun pa lang, we're going to look at the decisions that she's going to move forward. Everything is going to be very business-like. So, hindi personalan ito, trabaho lang. And it's her job to make sure that her organization is commercially
But,
and financially viable, right?
bayan. Totoo.
Um, Marami na ang marami na ang mga nagdagdag pa ng mga comment, but, essentially, what we want, if I'm going to wrap it up, I want pageant fans to be excited with this new development. Kasi, change is good. There's nothing wrong with change because lahat naman nagbabago. And, always been, saying this sa mga kaibigan ko na pageant media, sa mga previous pa live ko na in pageants, there are no permanent friends, but only permanent interests. So,
Mm.
if you are going to be a organization, um, and a pageant organization at that, ang uunahin mo is yung interest ng organization mo to be viable for the next 5, 10 years. And I think, MUO, under the leadership of, Kun An, is just doing that. And it makes sense if they want na if gusto ni, Kun An na magtagal sa kanya yung franchise, they need to make business decisions, as difficult as this. And
Totoo.
for business people, um, having this kind of difficult decisions is second nature to them. I think, hasa na sila sa paggawa ng mga ganitong, mga desisyon na sa tingin
Oo.
natin on our end, na mga spectators, mahirap. But for them, sanay na sila. So, expect more changes to come in the next 6 months. I don't think na dito nagtatapos yung kabanatang ito. There will be
Oo.
more changes and it might be even more cutthroat, yung mga mangyayari in the future.
Yeah.
So, there. Ayun, I think that's all that we want to discuss. We want to say dito sa ating pa-live. Thank you very much for, everyone who uh, oops, sorry. Thank you for everyone who joined. Thank you for, the, support that you've been giving. Before we end, please, leave a thumbs up, doon sa ating
Yes,
pa-live
please,
ngayon.
please,
And
please, please.
for those na bago, please subscribe to my channel for more, pageant content like this. So that's it for this live stream. Thank you, Mark, for the
Thank
last
you.
minute joining. Wala ito sa plano, but it's something that we need to discuss, and it's something that it's happening right now. So there. We'll see each other soon. Don't worry, I
Yeah.
will be posting when it's our next live session. So that's it. Goodbye, everyone, and see you on
Babuda,
Sunday.
babu, sabi niya.
Babu! Oh my God.
Ayoko na.
I think this is going to be a meme forever.
Oo,
It's not.
oo.
It's not. Never gonna leave the pageant fan psyche anymore. So
She cemented
again,
herself right there. She did that.
yeah. So again, thank you for everyone for joining, and see you again soon. Bye
Babu,
everyone. Bye
babu,
Mark.
bye.
Baboo.